Hello, it's another week, which means another bunch of sales. Following hot on the heels of the spring sale is a huge add-on sale. Prices on popular DLCs are being slashed. You'll need the core games to make the most of them, but you don't need a gold subscription for these discounts. They run until next Monday, so let's pick out some of the best. I'm kicking off the list with an Xbox 360 classic, the Undead Nightmare add-on for Red Dead Redemption. For my money, this is one of the greatest DLCs of all time. It takes the world of Red Dead and reframes it as a zombie film. John Marston's loved ones are zombies, and old allies are under siege in zombie-filled towns. Clearing the dead out of outposts is almost a game unto itself, and then there are demonic horses to catch and tame, and hilariously gory weapons to discover. For just over £3, this is a must-buy for Red Dead owners. If Undead Nightmare is our favourite DLC, then The Witcher's 2 expansions are second and third. For £10, you can get them both. First up is Hearts of Stone, which tells a story of a deal with the devil and some seemingly impossible tasks. Worth playing just for the scene where Geralt is possessed by a randy ghost. And then there's Blood and Wine, which has a huge new region to explore. It looks like Disneyland, but bad stuff is happening underneath. Both DLCs are longer than most standalone games, so miss them at your peril. Resident Evil 7's Season Pass is a crazy collection of DLC. There are simple story missions that fill in important gaps in the tale, but there are also new puzzle scenarios that trap you in a twisted bedroom or have you playing a deadly game of cards. There's a compelling horde mode and a game where you have to feed the demonic Jack Baker. Even better, the game has just been enhanced for Xbox One X, so now is a great time to return and see the incredible level of polish added in the update. An ugly world has never looked prettier. If you've shot enough looters to last a lifetime in Ubisoft's memorable modern-day MMO, this Season Pass adds in dozens of more hours easily, giving you access to the 3 major DLC releases thus far. The Underground is a randomly generated series of subway tunnels under Hell's Kitchen that you can run over and over for powerful rewards. Survival is about trying to make it through a vicious snowstorm by crafting supplies, which is pretty hard when there are other hostile players in it with you. And The Last Stand introduces an 8v8 adversary mode set in the Dark Zone, plenty to distract you from NYC's world-ending pandemic. Any opportunity to return to Wolfenstein is to be welcomed, with this DLC pass serving up 3 smaller adventures where you play as different members of the Resistance. One's an American footballer who can tackle people to death, another is a one-eyed assassin sneaking around sniping out Nazis with a silenced pistol. They all feel like variations on powers seen in the main story, but when abilities are as fun to use as these, that's not a complaint. Halo Wars 2's big story add-on flips the game on its head by having you play as the Banished as you battle against the endless forces of the Flood. The thought of fighting those freaky blob zombies brings us out in a cold sweat, and maybe that's the point. You're not fighting a rational force, but a relentless swarm of death. It gives every level its own feel, and forces you to throw out tried and tested tactics for new thinking. If you're feeling brave, play in 4K on Xbox One X and see those creepy flood designs in even better detail. Ugh. Steep's expansion may be called Road to the Olympics, but there ain't a whole lot of roads to be found here. Instead, expect the glittering snow of Japan, with a whole new region to explore once you've done beating the Zero to Hero story mode about a wannabe Olympian. Yes, Olympic events are fun, but the landscape's the star, with Japan's deep ravines and sharp cliffs turning even short trips into blockbuster thrill fests. Play with high dynamic range lighting on Xbox One X or S, and snow burns blisteringly bright too. A great add-on. As the first episode of Resident Evil Revelations 2 is free, you're basically buying the full game with this Season Pass, and it's a game well worth playing. Unlike Resident Evil 7, it's made in the third-person over-the-shoulder style. But what makes it special is its incredible co-op play. Each character has very specific skills that their partner will rely on. One hero might be able to see invisible monsters and describe their location to their friend, for example. If you've got a co-op buddy to hand, this is great fun at a cheap price. Red Dead Redemption isn't the only Rockstar classic getting a DLC sale. GTA 4's 2 extra adventures are both going cheap. As much as we like going on a biker adventure in the Lost and the Damned DLC, it's the Ballad of Gay Tony that sticks with us. After the relatively serious story of GTA 4, this was a ludicrously silly adventure packed with base jumping, explosive shotguns, and multi-vehicle races that see you switch between land, sea, and air. It's a heap of fun for just over a $5. It's backwards compatible on Xbox One too. Secrets of the Moor tells a parallel story to the disquieting original, that of another prisoner looking to make his way out of the grotty undersea resort, and it bundles together 3 helpings of DLC. First is The Depths, the Moor's dank underbelly containing a fearsome creature known as the Granny. Part 2 is The Hideaway, which introduces more complex puzzles as you work with little helpers in a hub-like setting. And Part 3 is The Residence, full of nightmarish illusions and twisted traps. Together they form one big nightmare. For me, this is one of the most shocking pieces of interactive horror ever made. You play Wayland Park, a software engineer looking to expose the rotten core of Mount Massive Asylum. A core that contains rife cannibalism, a frankly unhealthy amount of human experiments, and this one dude who pursues you throughout with the intent of making you his wife by separating you from something quite important. At 3 hours long, Whistleblower is short, but that's a blessing because I don't think I could stomach another minute. In a good way. The final piece of DLC released for Mass Effect 3 ends the trilogy with a bang. It introduces new areas on the Citadel so you can dress up and try your luck at a glitzy casino, take a tour of your own private pad complete with grand piano and sweeping view, and sharpen your skills in several combat-focused missions. There's also the chance to reconnect with old squad mates over a dance and a drink. Well, the ones who are alive anyway. Shepard's had a tough time, so consider this his well-earned shore leave. So those are my picks from the sale. There are so many other deals though, so do check out the link in the description for a full roundup and let us know if you find any killer deals you think we've missed. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and check out our other list features popping up on the screen now. I'm gonna go and try and find the last horse of the apocalypse in Undead Nightmare, so I'll see you again soon. Bye!